Welcome guys, welcome to episode 3 of the R.A.D podcast, Real Authentic Dad podcast, brought to you by the Mobile Barbershop Depot and Squeaky Clean Car Wash.
Squeaky Clean, best car wash around.
Best car wash around. But Eric, so this is episode 3. So the first episode we spoke about owning your story. Everyone's got a powerful story that we have. You may not think it's powerful or it's entertaining or it's going to add value to anyone's life or your life, but everyone's got a powerful story that's brought them to where they are today. Then the second episode we spoke about just doing it. Yeah. From owning a story to just doing whatever. Everyone's just getting started. Everyone's got ideas. Everyone has motivation, whether it's starting a new diet, exercise, starting a business, reading a book. Everyone's just got to start. And today we're actually outside of the mobile barbershop and we're actually talking about what episode 3 is going to be about today. And we're just brainstorming it. And then we've actually recorded this. It's being recorded on Thursday. We normally record it on a Friday. I can't record it tomorrow because of some personal things. So we came in today to record it. And we're talking about what we're going to...
Yeah, we're brainstorming
the topic for this podcast. And I was talking to Joey when he was cutting a customer's hair, this guy looked very familiar. And Joey goes, "You must know this guy." I'm like, "Oh, kind of. He's got his barber thing over his shirt, and it's like, it's like close to sunnies. It's sort of not the same as in real life. You take your sunnies off, take your barber's bib off." Anyway, I know this guy. He's an entrepreneur. He lectures in that subject at one university. He invests in startups. Like, I haven't connected with him for a long time. I've connected with him. He introduces me to some guys that have started a startup that work just behind here. And this guy we're going to interview him on one of our podcasts coming up, probably in the next 2 weeks. We're going to interview him. And it was just, and Eric and I just blew our minds. Yeah. Had we recorded the podcast tomorrow, we would not have met these people today that it's introduced us to who knows what. Yeah, could lead us down a certain path.
Like when I came into the barbershop, he was already having a chat with him. I'm like, we need to brainstorm about what we're going to be talking about. In my head, here we are, chatting to some random dudes. And next thing you know, more business opportunities come about just from that. And they've got a massive following, new startup business, and they loved what we were talking about, in regards to the podcast, to the point where, we're exchanging numbers and emails. We want to get you doing a podcast in our office. Yeah. So probably the next couple of weeks, who knows, we'll probably be doing a podcast in their office, and switching it up a little bit.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that, about interviewing some people to add value to people's lives in relation to topics outside of what Eric and I are comfortable in talking about, right?
Yes, correct.
And I think a really powerful thing about that is like everyone in everyday life is exposed to a sliding door scenario. Yeah. You can choose to do this or you choose to do that. Sometimes you take that fork in the road and it leads you down a different path. And today, it was random.
I love when you talk about the sliding door moment, because once I had a friend that told me that similar thing, and he called it kind of like a train, right? So you have a train with multiple cabins and multiple stops. And different people come on and off the train at different times. Yeah. Right? So if you think about your life and how many times your train has stopped, somebody has come on the train, you went for a certain period of time to a destination, and that person doesn't come with you on the next stop. You know what I mean? It's like the train that I was taking here today, these 3 random dudes that we were just talking to just hop on the train, and who knows how long they'll be on the train for with us. You know what I mean? Like, I love that analogy. Yeah.
This makes so much sense. I'm a huge believer. What do they call it? Serendipity or something?
Even with friendships as well. Having those friendships, you might be real good friends with someone 15 years ago that you haven't talked to in 5 years for multiple reasons. You could move away, or just family and friends, and all of a sudden here they are on the train again.
My mate Matt, who when I went to New York or Miami for his 40th birthday, went to school together.
There you go.
And then we haven't connected in such a long time. We made this connection. Yeah. Now we're business partners in a business venture.
How good is that? That's what I mean.
He's on the train.
Yeah.
together.
So today,
Profound, Eric.
it is.
It's profound.
It's good. It's good. So today, I think this podcast, I think we're going to name it Off the Cuff, because that's what we're doing today. Because we didn't have time to brainstorm like we were supposed to, because we were so intrigued by these guys.
Well, we've got topics that we want to talk about.
Yeah,
but today we're certainly just going to riff with you guys. And it's like how this podcast started. Eric and I were just talking absolute shite over a coffee, going, hey, we need to record this to do a podcast. And that's what we're going to do today. Actually, just talking about who knows where this is going to go today. But I love stuff like this because I was talking to Chris before, your business partner.
Yes.
And one of your businesses.
How funny is it? So I'm at a business meeting this morning with my business partner Chris, and it was at 9 o'clock. And rushing through this meeting because I'm thinking in my head, I got to be at the barber shop for 11:30 so I can sit down and brainstorm for Hughs so we can start at 12. And Chris, I can see he's rushing through the meeting, you know. And it's like 10:15 and we're finishing up. He's like, sorry guys, I got to go to an appointment. So I walk out of the meeting out to the parking lot. I'm like, hey buddy. I'm like, I'm gonna head off too. He goes, yeah, I gotta go get a haircut, man. I just booked in with Joey. I'm like, I'm going at 11:30. He starts laughing because they're both rushing to get a haircut. And he's like, I've waited 8 days to get a haircut with Joey. Like he's booked out. I'm like, I've given up on Joey. I just get whoever can do the haircut at the time. So
we're all good,
yeah, it's so good. So sorry, keep going with when you were talking with Chris.
Yeah, and I had that moment. I was just like, oh my gosh, we need to record this. We had another moment there with the guy that we just met that's got this startup. Remember I said we need to record this stuff. And anyway, I was just talking, and it was really interesting because we were talking about. So I said I went to a psychic.
Yes. You told me about that.
I told you about
psychics. I've never seen one.
Yeah.
I've been raised with a mom that was like all about like loving to go see him, and my dad was like never let her. Like literally said, you go to a psychic, I will divorce you. You know, even though I know she went to a psychic, but to me, psychics are like scary for me. Yeah, they're scary for me. I've never seen one. So will you tell me the story?
They can maybe see into your future and tell you shit you don't want to know, right?
Yes. So tell me.
Pretty much talking to Chris and said, hey, this is totally random, but I went and saw the psychic in December, and it's really interesting because, when you go and see one, you're like a little bit nervous and apprehensive because, all the stuff about someone like me, you can find on the internet. I've got my bio on my website and stuff. And I'm like, okay, so they can sort of research it. They've spoken to Ange before, so they know a bit about that story. We went in, and Chris was saying, it's the same thing. Sort of, you go in there with your, and we both spoke about this actually. I think where people get to in life, you lead a life where you've got your shutters on and you're so single-minded, like your dad. Don't go and see that. Don't do that. I'm super conservative. I'm a real believer in whatever religion it is. So
they're living in a real narrow lane.
And then we started speaking about it, and then we go, you know what, you're gonna. And I said to him, and he joked. He goes, oh, it'd be super funny. Like if an alien walked in here, what would you do? And I go, hey brother, what are you doing? You're real. It's because you go into these things now with your eyes wide open, expecting. Absolutely anything, because you've got to expect anything, right? And that's how I think people need to enter a business decision, a relationship. You just can't walk in single-minded, narrow-minded, this is how it's going to be, because it's never that way. It's
like, life's changing so rapidly.
Yeah.
Like, that gentleman that we were just talking to outside, when we mentioned about the R.A.D podcast, like, he loved the idea, and he's done some personal development, he's been through some difficult times, as he was saying. And like you were saying, he actually said, I love what you guys are doing. And he mentioned a main word, which was movement, right? Like, there's a movement happening, and I see it in both sides. I see it with women. There's a big movement, I think, in the world with women, and women embracing, business and entrepreneurship themselves. Like some of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world are women, Whereas 50 years ago, were they even allowed? It was bad, And now I think there's a movement as well with men, we're these manly men that can't talk about anything. But now the movement is open up, because she'll be all right. It doesn't work anymore, And it's.
And I think that's what I'm talking about. You go into this stuff now with your eyes wide open, especially for guys. I don't think it's not cool anymore for guys to be stoic and to be toughen up and not to cry. What is cool is guys showing emotion, showing they're real. Like we're dads with daughters, right?
Yes.
we want to be emotional with our girls. We want to show them that men can cry. There's nothing wrong with that. We can express gratitude. We can look into the mirror like our mummies and stuff do and go, hey, I love that guy in the mirror. Not in an egotistical fucking macho way, but in a way like, I actually love this guy. I'm going to lose a little bit more weight. I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to put some deodorant on, and I'm going to walk out of this room like I'm $1 million.
Yeah, that's right.
But why not?
Yeah. It's like the way I feel right now. Like after getting a haircut, there's a chemical reaction in the brain when a man or a woman gets their hair or his hair done. Like, you know, like you just just something that happens.
I think that's an ego thing. Everyone's got that, but it's it's really cool, right? Yeah. And that's what we're doing. This podcast is to bring the topics to the front of guys' minds, whether it's business, whether it's personal development, whether it's self-love for guys, whether it's parenting tips. I think it's all pretty powerful. But just going back to that moment where I saw that skeptic.
No, the skeptic, not psychic. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just, I think going into those things again with your whatever it is, whatever they're going to say, is certainly a game changer for someone that has not really believed in it, but was always skeptical about it.
So knowing what you know now, you want to see the psychic and what she's told you, was it a good idea to go see the psychic?
Yeah.
Has it made any changes for you that you think you wouldn't have made before? And that's what I worry about sometimes. When seeing a psychic, I think they're going to tell me information that I'm going to take like as Bible, for instance, and then all of a sudden, oh no, I'm not supposed to go there because this may happen. You know what I mean? And make different decisions based on what they're telling you because they can see the future, for instance.
Yeah, I think everything you said is true. You do think that, but I think one thing that does come out of it, like when you're doing that and they mention something to you that gives you purpose, mention something to you in your future that gives you purpose, grab that word, and then you go, that then implants in your brain, and it makes you concentrate on it, manifest it, visualize it, work towards it. That's a good thing. Whether it's from a psychic, whether it's from a person around the time, whether it's from your mom, your dad, your friend, I think whether or not I went and saw her, I think her reminding me of creating massive success. I kept pulling these success cards from this deck of success like 4 times. I kept going, what does that mean? She's going to have a life this year for me is a game changer in my life. A lot of things are happening for the best.
Pivot moment.
And I'm pivoting, and I'm charging right ahead. I've got my goal, I've got my vision. It's super exciting. And by her just saying that to me, I'm like, right, whether or not it's going to be true or not, I've grabbed a hold of that, and I'm just moving towards success. That's your purpose, right? And it's with anything, right? I think you get the manifestation thing, whatever you think comes true, the world that conspires to make it happen.
I said something at dinner yesterday that I probably shouldn't have, and I missed it straight away. I said, don't say things like that because you're going to manifest that it can happen. And she's a big believer in, think about something like that. Yeah, the words, how you say it. Yeah. So she really smacks me around a little bit. At the same time when I'm going down that road, and it's great. You need to have people around you to remind you. And I think those are the people that care about you the most, are the ones that will tell you, listen to yourself.
Why did I just put myself down? Why did I put that? Is that what you mean?
There was a situation. It was actually something about her that I just reflected in a negative tendency, and she's like, why would you even say that? Like, aren't you happy for me to? You know what I mean? I'm like, it actually turned into a little bit of a tiff, but then it toned down. But I was just like biting my tongue really after, going like, I probably should have said that, because me on my journey in personal development and learning a new way, you know what I mean? And sometimes you get into old habits, right? Because it's just so ingrained.
To be negative, to put people down.
Yeah, we're all humans. We're all humans, And that's why you got to keep doing work on yourself. And I've heard this before, where a lot of people put in the work, right? Like myself, for instance, went to the gym as of late and eating quite healthy. You start to plateau, and you think to yourself, the first 2 weeks was amazing.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, you don't see change, right? But what you do now, you'll see in 6 months, right? What you do in 6 months, you'll see in 12 months. And that has to do with everything from training, working on your business, working on your relationships. You cannot stop. It's
like the small things you do every day compound into something greater at the end. Like you just said, like everyone starts a diet, everyone goes to the gym. First day, second day, no improvement. You go to the gym the next week, look in the mirror, shirt off, no improvement. And normally people stop.
That's right.
But what if you continue that for 6 months, 12 months, look in the mirror?
It's massive transition. Yeah, massive. So
consistency, commitment, motivation drives that.
And again, like we said, surrounding yourself with the right people to motivate you, inspire you in the right direction. And surrounding yourself with people that will be honest with you. Sometimes honesty, will piss you off.
Yes.
If someone's honest to you, doesn't mean they're going to be honest to you and make you smile every time. I want people to be honest with me and real. And like exactly like I guess when I said about my wife, she was honest with me and it pissed me off.
Yeah. Because it caught you.
Got me. 15 minutes later, I'm like,
Shouldn't have said that. That's with judgment too, mate. You know what I mean? Like on that topic as well. I had some friends around at our place playing yesterday, and I walked them home just around the corner. And I saw this guy across the road, and he looked drunk. I went, oh, shit, let's go, guys. Like, I locked the other girls in their gate, and I ran around the corner because I didn't want to expose this drunk guy. And I ran around the corner, and I thought to myself, I just made a judgment on this guy. And I said to Bo, and she got really scared. She goes, oh, what's this drunk guy doing?
She would have just seen him as a man.
And I was like, you know what? And you know what this is about being conscious of my thoughts now. Before that, I would have just judged him and like, okay, this is like a drunk guy. And I would have Bo was scared. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he wasn't drunk. Maybe he had disability. Maybe he had this. Maybe he had that. And I explained that to Bo. And from being this scared little girl about this scary drunk guy that Daddy was going to have to fight.
She feels bad for him.
Now she's like, okay, I understand now. That's that same type of thing, isn't it? It's like being conscious about your thoughts, your actions, how you talk to people. Isn't it? It's like your mate comes up to you with a business idea, and you're normal back in the day. Like people go, that shit won't work. People with my culture do this. Oh, that's why I do that. That won't work. Oh, that's a silly idea.
Yeah, like the 3 guys we just bumped into.
Why say stuff like that?
Yeah, they have a startup, right? Created a startup, and pretty cool business idea, to be honest with you, which we'll probably interview at some point.
Let's do it. Okay, in 2 weeks, not next week. We will. We're going to.
Yeah, 100%. Anyways, he was a student with an idea. And the lecturer, who was the gentleman you were talking to before, was one of the main seed investors. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, you're surrounding yourself, telling your story. And this is the thing, going back to owning your story, is it? He's owned his story. He sold his idea. We're selling every day. Right? Really, we are. And next thing you know, they have a pretty successful business by the sound. Followers, and just a really cool business idea. Real niche. And it's just amazing. Who you bump into. Being at the right place at the right time sometimes. Fate. It's the sliding doors, fate, serendipity, all that stuff. I think you just got to seize the moment, and whatever comes your way, like there might be a chance to meet. I think you're going to talk to everyone too. I think that's how it starts. I think a lot of stick your hand out.
And I think a lot of people they don't talk. They might see someone in an elevator, or they might see someone in a barber chair, and not say hello, or they might see someone, but that could lead into a conversation. Look, we could have easily turned around and not spoke to those guys, just saying, oh, these guys are kind of too cool, we're too cool, we're going to have a Mexican standoff, they don't want to talk to each other. But being conscious around what we know now, hey, how you doing? I'm Hughs, I'm buddy Eric, we've got this podcast, this is what we do, hey, I'm such and such, this is what I do, and I'm like,
letting go of the ego. Letting go of the ego.
People don't do that, right? And I think it's really powerful for any person in any situation is to be able to talk to people, communicate, and share. Like I know we've got some mutual friends that used to, when we first met, they used to say things about how you used to always ask questions and be inquisitive and inquire about what a person does. It's not that you were prying, it's just you're interested.
Yes.
Right? Creating interest. And people love talking about themselves, right? So just creating interest. But I don't understand why people then would see that as like, oh, this guy just wants to find out and nitpick. And
that's right.
It's not.
It's not at all. I'm more interested in other people than I am talking about my own story with them. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like I'm a connector.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Eric the Connector.
Yeah,
obviously.
Eric the Connector.
Eric the Connector.
I want to do a personality test online. A friend of mine sent it to me. And I reckon it's going to come up as connector. You know? Because a lot of the time I'm just connecting people in my head.
Yeah.
How can I just did it then.
Yeah.
I just did it then. Right?
That was cool.
Like straight away. I'm not thinking of it straight away as how can I monetize it? Something, how can I help this guy out?
And that's how you got to come across, right?
Yeah. How can I help this guy out? All of a sudden, bang, you create value. You know? You're creating value.
Adding to people's lives, helping people out.
Our business meeting this morning at the real estate, the luxury holiday accommodation business was about marketing, but it was about experience and value. Right? Everyone has a product, everyone has a service, but you know what sells? Experience.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the experience for this podcast, for instance, how cool is this mobile barbershop we're doing it? It's part of the experience.
Yes.
We can easily set up a picnic table outside,
yes.
you know,
or record it like everyone else does, I'm just on a laptop.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But
we're going the extra mile.
Correct.
Got the camera set up.
It's a bit of an experience. You know, these guys are real. This is, you know,
we're wearing blue shirt
and uniform today. Polo blue shirts today, you know.
Actually, just on that topic, mate, I was reading, going about halfway through Grant Cordone's 10 Times, the book. And I recommend that for anyone. And it's about thinking 10 times any thought that you've got in your head. And then coming back to that thing about experiences, like we could have just easily set up a podcast, and I think everyone should relate this to their business. We could have easily set up a podcast and just sat at home at a table, rather than going somewhere and interviewing someone and filming it, which we're going to do. We could have sat at the table and just Skyped in. Sometimes we're going to do that if someone's overseas. But I think our vision was greater than that.
What?
We're going to have a really cool venue, we're going to record it, YouTube channel it, we're going to put a podcast on, we're going to travel and see people. So I think with any business, like with your marketing for your business, it's not just, you know, there's just like Facebook ads and stuff like that. You're saying what was bigger than the face, like the experience.
Yeah, it's the experience. You know, like I'm a big believer on the success of a lot of these, you know, new tech companies like Airbnb.
Yes.
What's their product or service? They don't even own a hotel. They don't own a room. They're the biggest accommodation provider in the world. They're providing an experience.
Yes.
Why do people stay in Airbnbs? I think people stay in Airbnbs because of the experience of the hotel room. Right? They want a house, or they want that unique spot that they're going to stay in. Exactly like the photos with the guitar in the corner. You know what I mean? Like it's just very, very unique, and you're creating an experience. Yeah. You're getting introduced by a host.
Yes.
Right? Call me if you have any dramas.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where to go. You want to know where to eat. You know, all these things. And I'm a big believer that that's what's changing. You know, it's and like I listened to before, it's experience. Like you come to the barber shop here. How many barber shops are on the Gold Coast?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just sitting down, having my hair cut. I'm sitting down having my hair cut. And as I do, I'm listening to everyone else's conversations. And Joey's cutting this gentleman's hair. And Joey's like, so what do you think, you know, of the show? And he goes, this is unbelievable. So he said, this is unbelievable. How did you think of this? Like, was this an original thing? Did you see it somewhere? That's what he said. Did you see it somewhere? And Joey goes, yeah, in my mind.
We're interviewing Joey. I hope we're going to do him next week.
That's what he said. Yeah, in my mind.
Vision.
Right? So he had this vision, him and his wife. And you know what? Not only are they providing you a service, right? But I'll tell you something. I come here for the experience. You know, like after this podcast, I'm looking forward to sitting down on the chair there and meeting somebody else.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like you don't want to leave, and that's what he's created.
Yeah.
Right now, the actual barbershop is almost a byproduct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And same thing with, I relate it again to Airbnb. That's why Airbnb has launched a thing called experiences now.
Yeah.
So not only can you log on and get some accommodation, but you can actually book an experience. Go skydiving. You know? Go hang gliding. Add-ons. You know? You want to go on a hot air balloon. You want to learn how to cook and make your own Italian pasta.
Right.
You know? And it's called Airbnb experiences. And this is what I think the future in any business.
My mind's just going 100 miles an hour here now.
Even relationships,
Yeah.
right? My missus, right? She tells me, I hate the mundane. Same thing, you know, like when there's school holidays, it's amazing. You don't have to make lunches, you don't have to drive to school, you come and go as you please, you do what you need to do. All of a sudden that Monday comes around, you know, for the next 3 months or 2 months, whatever that term is, lunches every day.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to drop off at 8 o'clock, get up at 3 o'clock, same mundane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and based on that, what she's basically saying is she wants experiences.
Yeah.
You know,
on the weekends, like go
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, go somewhere, be spontaneous. Like I was listening to, I think it was a podcast on the radio, someone being interviewed, and they were talking about relationships and this, and they're like, you know what, as couples, right, things can get mundane very quickly. She goes, between 12 to 18 months, right, is the peak time where everything is like the honeymoon phase, and then all of a sudden the mundane kicks in. She goes, little things like when you go out to dinner together, go separately.
Yeah, I think that was that Lewis House podcast.
Yes, yeah, go separately.
You arrive separately.
Yeah. One sitting down, you're like, oh hey, come, right? Rather than going like just that little thing, and I'm thinking to myself like, that sounds like nothing.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's research being done in this for women. Yeah. You know,
yes.
I found that very. Actually, you recommended that podcast.
I was listening to speaking.
That podcast blew me away.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like,
that's what that is. It's always serious education of yourself. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I think you have to educate yourself, whether it's through that stuff. And when there's tips like that, you just go, yeah, I'll implement that.
Yes.
I'll do that.
and that's why I'm so passionate about this is we want to give our followers an experience, and with that experience, you're creating value. You can't put a dollar on that.
I'm now thinking about, like, because of my law background with like law firms or even doctor's surgeries, like, what's your experience when you walk in those places? You walk in, there's a coffee table and some chairs, the receptionist is sitting down, she looks up at you, judges you, and you're like, I'm here to see so chairs, I don't think it's I'll call it. And you're sitting there. What awesome experience could you create in that environment to enable your client, who's probably paying a lot of money to see you, an actual experience? Do you know what I mean? There's actually one orthodontist in Bundle. In Bundle, it's really cool. It's got really cool stuff there for kids. It's more interactive. You know what I mean? Like it's a cool environment to get the kids playing. There's this little thing you climb into for the kids, but like an experience. It's like packaging. If you run a packaging company, it's the experience. What Apple do so well?
I cannot believe
the experience opening
there's
a
actually
package.
millions and millions of views on how to unpackage an Apple product. Phone,
it's
Mac,
that experience,
like,
right? It's just amazing. And then you take that one step further, coming back to what you said before, it's just about in your daily life, what experiences can you have? I add to it.
Yeah.
I came home from lecturing last night and I stopped off down the beach and I looked at this beautiful sunset. I was going, this is so good. I'd love for my kids to experience that. Rode home, I said to Ange, you take the girls and go down the beach, just experience this beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not on the weekends, like what you guys did, instead of sitting at home watching TV, go to the natural bridge. Or
Natural Bridge, yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's like half an hour away.
And literally half an hour drive, not even a 20-minute walk.
I need to do more of that, man. I get so lazy and shit like that. It's so easy just to watch TV, put the kids there and then do some work.
Yeah, that's even reading and listening to podcasts and stuff like that. It's great. Don't get me wrong. You still need to experience as well.
Take the kids out.
Yeah. Just do different things. You know what I mean? And it's not just about taking the kids to iPlay, for instance. That's an experience, yes, but not. You know what I mean? It's you got to be different. Like, I was listening to the radio actually, and they said that there's this like men's retreat. They're advertising a men's retreat on the Gold Coast, actually. I think it was on the back in Calabudra or something. And it's like a weekend away from men. And they go, and they like cut firewood, make fences. They do man stuff. Because like, when's the last time you cut down a tree to make firewood?
I never have in my life.
But this is what I mean. Like you do manly, things that, you know what I mean? Like it's just taking you out of your mundane 9 to 5 office job, and going back and imagine you and a few boys and nails and cut wood and just, you know, do cool manly things, cool. You know, like obviously this was targeted to men, but I think it's a bit of more of a retreat on again wellness for men and opening them up and stuff like that. That's cool, right? For men, so yeah, I found that so interesting.
And so, mate, what else is going on? What's sort of new and good in your world, buddy?
Like, I am going overseas next month with the family. Back to Toronto, which is going to be pretty cool. We're going for this, you know, about 5-6 weeks, I think. Yeah, close to 6 weeks. There's summer. We usually go in the winter to, you know, spend Christmas, but we're just over, you know, the snow and the cold. Again, you don't experience as much. You know, whereas in the summer, we got a group chat going on right now, and there's that much things that we need to do or going to do. I don't even know. I don't even know if we're gonna fit it all in. You know, like they're just going crazy now. Booking this, we're gonna go to the cottage, we're gonna go here, you know what I mean? Go to Canada's Wonderland, which is a massive amusement park. You know, booking in sleepovers with my sister and their family. Just really, really cool stuff. So I'm very excited. Very, very excited about that, which is good. I'm a big believer that, you know, you gotta work hard, but you gotta play hard. You need breaks. And that's one of the things I'm learning at the moment too is, you know, while working or getting stuff done, whatever you're doing, is you need to take breaks throughout the day. And I never did that. I was just like, head down, work. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's dinner time, and all of a sudden you get to bed, and then all of a sudden you're gonna crash on the couch. Whereas now I'm trying to take some time out, like I'm being cautious of working for 2 hours. You know, let me just read 10 pages. You know what I mean? Like of a book, or let me just go outside and have a break.
You know, I think a lot of people, especially in the corporate world, they just get stuck in that thing. They're going to constantly feel as though they're working and constantly doing the billable hours, charging clients, doing work. But in reality, the most productive thing. So, how does an athlete train to get the most out of an athlete? This is all science, mate. So, how does an athlete train? Interval training. They take long breaks. They work hard for an hour or so. They take a break. They work hard for an hour or so. And that's how I think you should adopt that mentality to your work environment. You have called the 60-10 or the 50-10. So you work hard for 50 minutes, 60 minutes, 10-minute break. That 10-minute break, get up out of the office, go for a walk, have a drink, do a weed, come back, work again. Or work on your main priorities and your main projects. You know, turn the notifications off your phone, because how many people get distracted so easily? Like your ding goes off and you go, oh, okay, that's such and such.
And that's the thing, it's not taking a break and go on Instagram. I catch myself doing it, you know, like it's
right.
Everyone's a very bad habit.
Just checking in, and then I was listening to Brendan Bashar this morning actually on the way in here, and he was talking about, you know, sort of some morning routines and morning habits that should not do. And I think, and I'm out of this habit now, and actually the only reason why I post on Instagram in the morning is my stretching my morning routine. And all I'm trying to do there is to get people motivated. All Hugh's doing it, and hopefully it's going to rub off on someone. They're going to DM me, and they're going to go, Hugh, I love this. How do you start stretching? Have you got a stretching guide? What meditation app are you using? And I'm like, that's why I'm doing it, is to change one person's life out of how many. And when people wake up in the morning, they got their phones next to their bed. I did a post on this last night, right? They got their phone next to their bed. They wake up in the morning, grab their phone, checking in.
Checking in straight away.
And checking into other people's lives. Checking emails straight away. So someone else, either through Instagram or through emails, is now controlling your day.
Basically playing back someone else's rules in your game.
So why not have that strict 1 hour window before you get up not to check your phone? It's 1 hour. Go work yourself, go read, go exercise, go drink some water, go for a walk, but don't check your phone.
There's plenty to do.
When you're at work, why don't you actually work during that time, that 60-10 rule, or 50-10, and then maybe in that 10 minutes or at lunchtime, then you can sit down at lunch and check your phone, you know, but we're not doing that your high productive work hours. I don't think that's really important. People just get so distracted with it. I remember I used to go, be working away, then an email will come up, get distracted, next thing you know I'm on news.com, next thing you know I'm on Facebook.
I battle that. I'm still battling that.
Everyone does.
So for me it's a work in progress, because I'm easily distracted. But being conscious of it now for me is massive, you know.
And then it's when you know, right? If you don't know, you don't know. But hopefully you hear this and you're like, okay, well, Yes, I want to give it a try. I want to put my phone on charge in the bathroom. I want to put my phone on charge outside when you're sleeping. And then when you get up in the morning, you check it for the time, but then, or your meditation app, but then don't check it again for an hour. Do you know what I mean? And then when you're at work, you get your main priorities that you're working on for the day and focus on that, break it up into time. You know, and then be conscious around, go, okay, I know I shouldn't check my phone, I'm not going to, it's all lunchtime. And then maybe that's your reward.
So what are you doing to help you with that? Like, are you just, like, now it's a habit for you now, or is it, or maybe a habit for you now, but it wasn't always like that. So how did you slowly get into the routine of not checking your phone for an hour, or getting into that routine of,
that's something happened recently on my phone, but I'll talk about so just quickly about the phone. So I caught myself at one stage sitting on the couch, just, you know, it was during a weekday, and I was just like, what am I fucking doing? Like, what am I actually doing? Keep checking in. Is it for the likes? Is it for this? Is it for that? Like, what am I actually doing here? And I made a decision then that in the morning I'm posting only to add value in relation to what I'm doing in the morning. I'm then checking at the lunchtime, and then at night either post something inspirational or add value. And then I thought to myself, you know, I'm reading a lot at the moment, mate. So I carry a book at home with me with my phone. And in case I get that tendency to just open up the app, I'll grab my book and I'll read a page.
So basically,
and just kick the habit.
Alright, so you, literally, because everyone carries their phone with them everywhere, upstairs, downstairs, to the toilet, everywhere. So you have a book with it. When you're at home, how about when you leave the house? Do you have the book with you?
No, I don't. Oh, when I'm going to uni, but that's your
tram, I do.
But when I, around the house.
That's very interesting. So
I grab the book
basically
with
just
my
have a
phone.
book with
That reminds me, I'll check my phone, read the book.
Maybe we should create clip for your book and your phone in one. Like a big, just a big clip, so that way it's always with you.
And all the books that I'm reading as well, like the 5 a.m. Club and a number of the books they always say there's like, and I did a post on it, it's like a 2190. It takes 21 days to break a habit and 90 days to make a lifestyle change, 2190. And I think like when I kicked my ice cream habit, so I was addicted to ice cream, I think it was the sugar in the ice cream. Well, pretty much, mate. You know me, we'd go out for dinner and then like, go to Jerry's, I'm like, go to Jerry's, and it's like, doing one scoop, sir? No, I'll take a take-home tub, please, man. And it was getting to the stage, I'm like, this isn't serving me. I'm turning 40 in March, this is in January, okay, what am I going to implement here? I was going to cut a cold turkey. And I think I did a post about it and I realised that after 21 days, I was like, okay, I don't need ice cream anymore. It was hard. I did swap it out and started making my own, like bulletproof ice cream or macadamia nut sort of ice.
And those are still good, but it's not better.
But it's not ice cream, and it's not sugar.
No.
And then I think it was around my 40th birthday, still hadn't touched ice cream. And I was like, okay, this is really interesting. How many days is this? And it's like, well, January, February, March, it's like really 90 days. Actually, this science shit that I'm actually talking about is actually working. And on my 40th birthday, I was going to go, okay, I'm going to get this big ice cream cake and I'm going to smash an ice cream cake. The whole thing. So excited about it. I don't care what it is, I'm smashing it. Didn't even want it.
Wow.
I had some ice cream actually and I had a scoop of it. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I don't know, it's not the same.
I appreciate
it. You know what I mean? It's like this, so 2190. So just stick to it for 21 days. You'll create the habit. And then in 90 days, it's going to be a lifestyle change. The Instagram and social media thing for me is still a work in progress, but I've adopted and carry that book on my phone just around the house.
I like that. I'm going to try that now.
Just grab a book in the reading. It's so cool. And then my phone beside the bed, I have the book with it, and now I'm in that.
So do you read before bed? Like do you fall asleep reading or?
Fall asleep reading.
No,
I don't fall asleep reading, but I read. I give myself either to finish the chapter or get halfway through or a point, and then I go, okay, once the 5 or 6 pages, I'm going to bookmark it. And then usually the last thing you sort of think about before you go to bed is going to be, traveling around in your brain, and it's going to unconsciously create some thoughts around that. It's going to help you. So I'm reading, I've got into a thing at the moment too where I'm expressing gratitude every night. So before I fall asleep, I'll just say to myself, what are 3 things that I'm most grateful for today? And I spoke to you this about the other day. I'm not a hugely religious guy. Where I went to the Catholic and Anglican school. My mum's religious. But I started praying again. I want to.
I actually pray.
I had an urge.
Almost every night, unless I'm too tired, I forget. But yeah, I've been raised Catholic. I'm not like hardcore, I don't go to church every Sunday and stuff, but it's one of those things where I guess that 2190, it was a lot more than 21 days, that my mom prayed with us. So my mom, she put us to bed as a kid, and then we do a prayer in Portuguese, which is, my background. So in Portuguese, it would be good to learn it as well. Yeah. And then, we'd say it in Portuguese every night with my sister and I. And then, just created a habit to the point now where, like, I basically have to, like, if I forget or if I feel bad.
Yes.
I almost feel like.
What do you think that is, mate? Like, I found that I just felt like not that I'm talking out loud and I could be praying to God or whoever, I'm just actually, my soul's speaking.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just thanking you for the day, thank you for my health, thank you for my family, that everything's going good.
And that can be a prayer, like, it doesn't have to be the Our Father or the Hail Mary.
No, I don't see that.
It could just be it could be discussing, it could be talking, and like you said, showing that gratitude. I think that's
something that's not doing every night, mate, and I'm really enjoying it. I started journaling every morning as well. I've journaled for the last 3 or 4 mornings now. So I write in a little notepad, and I listen to my classical music. You might think that's funny when you see me on Instagram or when I'm reading now. I've got classical music in my AirPods.
When you're reading or journaling?
Both. When I'm reading and journaling, I listen to classical music in the background and I read. There's some science behind that in relation to getting the brain rhythms and stuff, and you tend to retain more content.
I need when you're reading, I need something to help me concentrate more when I'm reading.
I think that there's certain songs that you can find on Spotify, but it's the classical music, mate. It might be my age, but I'm right into that at the moment. My art, I want to get some art for my place. I'm listening to classical music. I'm reading.
What kind of classical music?
Songs that Johann Bach, like he's got a playlist. I'm listening to. It's got a playlist of 2 seconds. Legit, but I'm listening to that. And I'm reading, and it just, like, I find myself, like, I just sort of tune out, but then I'm retaining more as I'm reading.
Yeah.
And then I'm journaling, so I wake up every morning after I do my meditation, my stretching, I journal, and I write just the things that I'm looking forward to for the day. I think some things that I need to accomplish, and then I'm just brainstorming business ideas, I'm brainstorming, what cool things I'm up to. I have a little bit of personal stuff I'm dealing with, where I'm just getting out of my head, out of my soul, out of my heart, onto the paper. I'm feeling cleansing. 20 minutes, mate, it takes me 10 minutes. In an hour, my mornings, I've accomplished all that stuff, right?
It's amazing, what mental paper can do.
So that's like someone like you, pretty creative guy. If you study journaling or writing on a notepad, I think it's going to add so much value to your day.
Yeah. It's funny, like I journal, like, if I'm going through a tough time, I journal.
Yes.
But when I feel good, I don't journal.
Should be that way around.
Should be that way around. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's one of those things, I guess, when you're feeling good and you're busy or you're in that space and you think, I'm invisible, everything's going great at the moment, and then all of a sudden you feel like crap. You start trying to self-help yourself. Okay, I'm going to journal. I'm going to,
But and that's coming back to, like, for a girl or your wife, journaling, it's just my wife or whatever, my partner's journaling. But for a guy, they're not writing in a diary, they're not journaling. You can call it something else. I actually told everybody, I told one of my coaching clients the other day, I said, don't even call it journaling. No. Call it something else.
Yeah. You just, as soon as you said diary, like, I'm just thinking of all those, old school movies, and shows like Full House and all these growing up, we used to watch it. It's always a girl that had a diary with a lock on it, It was never a man, it was never a boy that had a journal or a diary. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's true.
That's so true, man. I think that's why, it's just weird. I'm just doing all this stuff now that I've never done before. Maybe it's this huge pivot, transitioning my life.
It's a movement.
It's a movement.
It's a movement. It's happening. Like,
I think I should definitely do it. Like, I don't share this stuff on social media just because I'm just this new age dude.
Yeah. And you don't want to, preach like you've been doing this for 10 years and I'm an expert in journaling and I'm an expert in podcasts and personal development, right? Like, it's like, we're all
talk about personal development. We're running out of time a little bit, but guys should be doing some type of personal development.
I agree, yeah.
Or anyone should be doing it.
Yeah, but it's funny, you know. I was telling a few people about it because a friend of mine who's a mindset coach, actually, and we're, I don't know if I mentioned this before in another podcast, but I met him not too long ago, a few months ago now, and we're bartering actually. He's a mindset coach, so he's giving me some coaching on the mindset, and I'm giving him some business entrepreneurial coaching because he's creating a successful business. And he told me about the Tony Robbins, and that is coming to the Gold Coast. And I was like, I've never done Tony Robbins. I've done some personal development, definitely not,
Yes, I did that. I just do UPW.
Yeah.
I think people saw did the fire.
Yeah, the fire. Yeah,
that was cool.
And then it was funny because he's like, no, this is the 6-day one. And I'm like, 6 days, 15 hours a day. And I was like, so the 3-day one you walk on coal, so you eat coal on this one, this is like full on, So I was like, I'm gonna write you about it. Anyways, I talked to another few people about it and said, they're like, man, this is what I mean, the naysayers, that 4 hours of motivation is good enough for me, like what's the difference between, a 4-hour session, a 3-hour, or 6 days, Again, I can't comment on that because I haven't experienced it, but I know that it was pretty profound for you, 3 days. But again, whether it's Tony Robbins, obviously everybody knows who he is, he's probably the number one personal development mentor in the world. But there's so many things that like that gentleman we were talking to before.
Men's groups.
Talking about men's groups and this other, 2 or 3 day retreat or event he went to that changed his life.
So I think everyone can find that if it's not actually attending seminars, it's through books.
Yes.
Like your book. I think we spoke about your book. You're your mentor. You read these books.
Again, podcasts. Like now that we have a podcast, I feel like I'm talking about podcasts to everybody and promoting podcasts, not just ours, but
But everyone should be doing it. Like everyone needs to be reading. I'm just spending love for it.
Yeah.
Mate, I think we're going to wrap it up here. It's about time, but hopefully you guys got some value out of the riffing we did today. Just talking about some random stuff. So next week, I think we're going to
have to read off my screen today. Screen was turned off today.
Next week we'll try to interview Joey. Actually, that would be really cool. And the week after that, we'll do a few interviews. So
I think Joey will have a really cool story.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled and your ears open.
Yes.
Subscribe to the channel, YouTube channel. Subscribe and share our podcast. _Eric Machado _ Hughs Simpson. And the podcast is the R.A.D podcast.
Yeah, Real Authentic Dads.
Real Authentic Dads. Share it, like it, tag us on Instagram. It's good being here. Thanks, brother.
Pleasure as always, man.